the repository configuration file, and mirrors. Ubuntu Linux stores updates and all packages related to a release in its home repository. It also allows others to keep copies of such files in mirrors. The basic configuration file for repositories is the sources.list configuration file in the etc/app directory. When configured during the installation process, it specifies repositories associated with the country. In my case, in the United States, it lists us.archive.ubuntu.com. The only problem with that repository, as shown by the traceroute command described here, is that the repository for the United States is actually located in the United Kingdom, in London. That's 5,000 miles away from me. It's more efficient if I have a repository physically closer to me, and ideally with the connection to the internet as high speed as possible. Of course, it helps if not a lot of people are using that particular repository. A current list of official Ubuntu mirrors is available from the URL shown here. Look at the list. There are mirrors in a lot of different countries. And look at the speed ratings. They vary widely, anywhere from 10 megabytes per second all the way to 10 gigabytes per second. So the choice you make can change the access speed by a factor of 1,000. Yeah, there's a tool available in Ubuntu, which you can start in the GUI, which supposedly can help you make a choice. That tool can be started with the software-properties-GTK command, but I find it doesn't work very well. The last time I tried it, this morning, it suggested that I connect to a mirror in Moscow. Gee whiz, even further away than London. So I go back to the official Ubuntu list and make my own best judgment. Be aware some trial and error may be required, and you may need to change once in a while if the mirror you choose becomes busy. If speed is really important to you, I'll describe how you can set up a mirror on your home network in another video. Let's go back to the app sources.list file. The first line, actually the first two lines here, now commented out, uses the CD as a repository. The next two active lines look almost identical. The only difference is that they start with a deb or a deb-source command. The deb command reads binary packages. The deb-source command reads source code packages. Note the words after the URL. In my case, it lists the Hardy Heron release. The words after that refer to specific repositories. With the first two lines, it refers to the main and restricted repositories already described in another video. You'll see references to Hardy updates. In other words, these are associated with update packages. You'll also see repositories which reference the universe and multiverse repositories. The lines associated with Hardy backports aren't currently active, but I may activate it at a later time after the next version is released. It'll give me access to new features which have been incorporated in later releases. I have access to the partner repository, and the last lines in the file are all associated with security from a specific security repository. So I'll want to change this to point to my preferred mirror. I could do it via text editor, but here's a small trick for you. I can use the sed command, which sets up substitution. I close this file, and I substitute all entries of us.archive.ubuntu.com, and I globally replace them, that's the G at the end, with my preferred repository, mirrors.kernel.org. The output is sent to a local sources.list file, which I can check, and voila! It includes the mirrors.kernel.org repository, which is what was substituted. Now I can save the result in the appropriate directory. Learn to use the dpackage and alien commands. If you're familiar with the rpm command on Red Hat type distributions, you won't be surprised to find that the dpackage command includes a lot of functionality. However, commands such as apt and aptitude are more frequently used today, so the dpackage command is not as well known, but it is explicitly listed in the UCP curriculum. To practice with the dpackage command, you need a Debian package. In most cases, there are a number of Debian packages listed in the var, cache, apt, archives directory, as that's where the Debian packages installed with apt are stored. So to test the dpackage command on your own system, you could uninstall with the -r switch, or even purge a package with the -P switch. Here's a good one, the tftp server package. I've set it up so it won't get stuck because of dependencies. So let's use the dpackage command to remove the tftpd-hpa package. Look, the package is now removed. Now let's install the package. As you've already seen, it's available from the directory I've just described. So I run the dpackage-i for install command on the package in the var, cache, apt, archives directory, tftp. I press the tab key to complete the full name of the package. And there it is. I just used the dpackage command to install the package. Of course, there's a lot more I can do with the dpackage command. I can list all installed packages with the -l switch. Just so you can review it, I'll pipe it to the less pager. Look at that. Lots of packages. If I use the -l command with the name of the package, I can confirm with the "i" in the left-hand column that the package is installed. If I want to list the files associated with a package, I can use the capital L switch. And it lists all the files. If I want to identify the package associated with the file, I can use the -S switch. So let's identify the package associated with the etc/default/tftpd-hpa file. Look at that. No big surprise there. Now on to the alien command. The alien command is used to convert packages between different package formats. In this video, I'll convert a package to the RPM package format and then back again to the Debian package format. Let's look at that TFTP server package. We're converting to the RPM format, and the package is in var cache apt archives tftp and it generates an RPM package. Now let's create a Debian package from the RPM package. Look at that. Now I have an RPM and a Debian package listed in my local directory. But you should be warned. Even though the TFTP server package doesn't have much in the way of dependencies, the results, if you install this RPM package on a system such as Red Hat, are at best uncertain. Understand the apt commands. In the world of Linux package management, many packages depend on and cannot be safely installed without others. For example, the Samba package can't be installed without the Samba common package, or at least it can't be properly configured. So for the moment, let's remove that package. And explain a bit more. You could install both the Samba and Samba common packages simultaneously, but that can be time-consuming. Finding the right package, making sure it's the right version, downloading them, installing them simultaneously with the dpackage command. That's the reason for the development of the apt commands. Used correctly, these commands can search for packages in repositories and install the packages you need with dependencies. In other words, when you run the apt get install Samba command, it's an administrative command, so you need the sudo in front. It looks in the current repository and finds the Samba common package as a dependency. There we go, both packages being installed together. Yes, there are many users who prefer the aptitude commands, and for good reason, as the output in most cases is cleaner. But the UCP curriculum explicitly cites a number of apt commands, specifically apt-get, apt-cache, apt-file, and apt-cd-rom. One practice to get into before using the apt-get command is to run the apt-get update command, which updates the local database of packages. You want to make sure you have the right database downloaded as specified in your etc/apt/sources.list configuration file. Once this is downloaded, the next apt-get command you run, you'll be sure it includes the latest version of a package. When you run the apt-get command to install a package that doesn't have any dependencies, let's install the DHCP3 server package, and I've already installed other dependencies, so this package is downloaded automatically. And look at that, it's even started. Cool. If there are additional packages to be installed, you're prompted to confirm that, as we've seen already with the Samba package. Let's try it again with the Linux Terminal Server Project Server Standalone package. I have to remember to include the install switch. There we go. It includes 6 other packages as dependencies, and they're needed to allow the LSTP server standalone package to work as desired. Some packages are so-called meta packages. Their installation includes a whole raft of additional packages. Let's see what happens when I run the sudo apt-get install Kubuntu desktop command. The Kubuntu desktop package is a meta package that includes a whole bunch of others for the standard KDE desktop environment. But let's cancel that, as the Ubuntu Certified Professional exam is focused on the GNOME desktop environment. Now let's try removing a package. We can do it with the apt-get remove command or the apt-get purge command. Let's try apt-get remove and apply that to the TFTP server described in another video. It removes the package along with dependencies, but the remove switch leaves configuration files in place. For example, here's the standard configuration file for the TFTP server that we just removed. If you wanted to remove those configuration files as well, you'd have to substitute purge for remove. The purge with the apt-get command works like the purge switch, the capital P described in the video, on the dpackage command. And that shouldn't be surprising, as the apt-get commands are front ends to the dpackage command. More on the apt commands. I cover the apt-get command in another video. There are several other apt commands listed in the UCP curriculum, specifically apt-cache, apt-file, and apt-cd-rom. In this video, I also cover the apt-ftp archive command, as it's used to create the package database for local repository mirror, a process which is also part of the UCP curriculum. The apt-cache command can review available repositories for package information. For example, if I want to find all mentions of the word GIMP in the database, say I'm looking for packages related to the GIMP, the Linux equivalent to PaintShop Pro, I can run the apt-cache search GIMP command. That's a lot of packages. If you want to learn more about the GIMP package itself, use the show switch. And the information that scrolls by tells you about the ownership of the package, the maintainer, dependencies, conflicting packages. The file name even tells you which repository it comes from, in this case the main repository, as well as a basic description of the package. More focused information is available with switches such as depends and rdepends, which give you dependencies and reverse dependencies. Let's take a look at the reverse dependencies of the GIMP. The output is a list of packages that rely on the GIMP. But as the information is based on what's in the local database, you may want to make sure that the local database is up to date with the apt-get update command. If you've installed from a CD or DVD, that media should be shown in the etc/app/sources.list configuration file as an update repository. Let's take a quick look there. It's listed there, but it's commented out, and that's just as well for my purposes, as I don't want to keep the CD or DVD stuck in the drive. But it could be suitable for situations such as virtual machines. And that's where the apt-cd-rom command comes in. Once the CD is mounted, you can add it to the repository list with the apt-cd-rom, specify the directory of the mounted CD or DVD, and specify that you're adding the information to the repository. Now let's look at the sources.list file again. Look at that, there it is. In this case I've added the Juice CD-ROM, spelled J-E-O-S, as a repository source in my sources.list file. Finally, the apt file command searches for files within uninstalled packages. It also uses a local database, but it's a different database than what's updated with the apt-get update command. So if you haven't done it before, you'll want to create the database with the apt file update command. And once that database is updated, depending on connections, it may take a couple of tries to get there, you can search the database. You may have noticed there's no longer an etc init-tab configuration file starting with the Hardy Heron release, but if you prefer that method of booting, this command tells me I can install the yard package. Finally, there's the apt ftp archive command. It's used with a list of local packages to configure a repository database. If you've used your system for any bit of time, you probably already have a database of locally installed packages in the var cache apt archives directory. Yes, it's locally installed, but when you download packages with apt-get commands, this is where the Debian packages are actually placed. Look at that, a whole bunch of packages. To create a package database, you can run the apt ftp archive command as the root user. So let's go to the root account with the sudo su command, and then we can run the apt ftp archive command with packages as listed in the current directory, so we have to change to that directory. once again at FTP archive, packages. Let's compress it. In the noted packages.gc file.